What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Sports Card Madness. I'm here with LZ as always, but this time, backed by popular demand, we have our degenerate gambler slash sports expert buddy, cousin Eddie. Eddie, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, guys. Surprised you wanted me back.
Yeah, we need you for this one. So we are going to cover the top 10 current NFL players we are buying this season. The whole episode is going to have to do with the NFL. And towards the end, we're going to give our picks for the Super Bowl winner, the MVP, the rookie of the year, and we're going to kind of invent this award. It's the honorary Mac Jones Award. So a player that has massive expectations and then totally flops. So we're going to give our pick for that. The way we'll structure this, LZ and Eddie are going to do this as a draft. They're going to go, Eddie's going to go first. He's the guest. We're going to go to 10 players. I'm sitting this one out because it's almost a confession to the audience. I actually don't watch a ton of sports. I watch the Celtics. I watch a lot of NBA. I don't watch a ton of NFL. So I'm going to be almost a referee for this one.
We're ready. We're ready, Eddie. Welcome back to the show, man. The way I'm going to go at this for the listeners is I'm not picking obvious players. I'm not doing a fantasy football draft, okay? I am going after players who I think are undervalued, who are going to break out this year. And you can think about it when you're buying cards. You can think about it when you're placing prop bets. That's how I'm doing it.
Let's roll then. Let's kick this thing off. So, Eddie, you have the first pick, players you are buying this season. So let us know your number one player and why.
So I'm taking Bijan Robinson one.
Bijan Robinson. Okay. Perfect.
All right. So, Eddie, why are you taking Bijan?
Young. I think he's going to have a massive year this year. The only thing is I'm not excited about Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. I think Phoenix will be in by week 6, but he catches and he runs. And I think they're going to go more run game with Cousins and Phoenix. Phoenix can also run too. So I don't know, with two torn ACLs, I don't think Cousins is my biggest flop this year. I think coming up, sorry, Kurt, I love you, Michigan State, but coming up an Achilles tear, and he's already at training camp and already ready to go. He's already got competition with that rookie guy going like what, 8th, 9th? He was way up there, Phoenix. Mm-hmm. So I think Bijan Robinson's going to have a big year. They're going to use him a lot, kind of like what San Francisco does with McCaffrey. Dump it off to him, let him run, and all that. So I think it's going to be Bijan Robinson's year this year. He's ready.
All right. So you're thinking more that there's going to be instability at quarterback this year, and for that reason, they're going to rely on Bijan the whole season. He's going to be like the bell cow for the season.
He's the Christian McCaffrey on that team. He's going to catch and run a lot, I think.
All right.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, pick number one.
All right, so I got to cross him off my list. All right, I'm going with kind of an obvious one, but hey, this is my first pick, and this is where the obvious ones are going to be. I'm taking Jaden Daniels, quarterback for Washington. And I mean, Heisman Trophy winner, right? I think he was second in the draft. The real reason why I'm taking him is because he has a quarterback whisperer as an offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury. If you look at Kingsbury's track record, especially with Kyler Murray, and what he did for Kyler Murray in his rookie season, I expect that and more from Jaden Daniels this year. So, you know, I just think I mean, everybody's obviously already going after him, you know, with cards and whatnot. But I do think if you can pick up some trading cards of Daniels for some kind of cheap money, I think he's a good, maybe even long-term bet. And also prop bets and all that, guys. I mean, rushing yards, rushing TDs. I think he's going to do pretty well under Kingsbury.
He's fast, he runs, and he passes. He's going to be just like Murray. It's a good call.
All right, so number 3 goes to you, cousin Eddie. Who's your next pick?
Fastest guy in football, Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's going to have a monster year. No one can catch the guy. I'm a little nervous with Tua, but Tyreek Hill is just ridiculous. The guy burns everyone. So he's going to get a lot of long touchdowns, a lot of touchdowns, and a lot of yards. So, and not many people can cover him.
Okay. I was going to ask, is Is Tyreek Hill still fast? That's how out of the loop I am. And B, what team is he on now? I think you said Tua, so I think that's the Dolphins. Did I get that right?
Correct.
You
All
did. You
right, I'm
did.
doing okay so
Wow,
far.
there you go.
I'm doing okay so far.
Yeah, he's
Didn't
still very fast.
didn't he challenge an Olympic sprinter to a race?
Yes.
I think he did. I think he
Whoa.
recently did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. I think if we're thinking about sports cards, I do wonder where his kind of the market is with Tyreek Hill.
Not good.
You don't think it's good?
No, you don't hear
Okay.
about his cards going for big bucks or anything like that. You
Okay.
don't hear people buying his cards and all that, which is crazy. He's probably the number one receiver in the league.
It's too boring. Once they're already good, it's not as much of a gamble or a chase. I think
Right.
that's why the cards aren't popping. Now,
Yeah.
I am sure his, rookie patch autos are significant because it just
Mhm.
is for like, he's probably a Hall of Famer, right? He's done well for a long time.
If he
So,
keeps up this way, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, he's actually probably more of a sure bet long-term thing,
Yep.
right?
And I also think for prop bets, I mean, you can have a lot of fun with Tyreek Hill this
Oh,
season
right.
with prop bets and
Yeah, he gets a lot of
receiving yards, receptions, things like that. All
All
right,
right.
let's
Tyreek
go.
Hill's number 3. So number 4
Okay.
goes to LZ.
Oh man, you're just like leaving all these good ones on the table for me, Eddie. All right, I'm gonna go with another obvious one. This will probably be the last quarterback I take because I do have players other than quarterbacks on my list. I'm going with Anthony Richardson.
Mm.
So much hype around Anthony Richardson last year, quarterback for the Colts, and the guy was on fire for the first 10 quarters that he played last year. I think he had, oh shoot, it was at least I think 4 rushing touchdowns in those few games. If you extrapolate that out, it was like 800 or 900 yards and like 24 rushing touchdowns for him last season, and then he gets hurt, right? And he's on the bench. He's recovering. He's having a good camp. I know that his values are already high because I think a lot of the collectible market knew that he is a stud and we're going to keep chasing him and maybe we can buy low. But I still feel like if you can get your hands on some Anthony Richardson cards, you go for it.
Yeah. Anthony Richards gonna have a good year. We didn't get to see much of him. He got injured last year. His cards are definitely worth a lot of money. He's like number 2 in last year's class with the card value, I would think. Everyone wants his cards. Guy's got a cannon. He's gonna be good. I totally forgot about him because he was hurt all last year. So
Right.
good pick on that one. The only thing with Richardson is he's kind of set up in the Mac Jones era where he doesn't have many weapons on that team. He's got Pittman, but I can't name another receiver on that team. So that's the only thing with Richardson. He's going to have to do a lot of running because he's not set up for
We
success
love
on that.
running. We love running, Eddie. We love it.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
it. We love the hype.
All right, so number 5. So we got Bijan Robinson, Jaden Daniels, Tyreek Hill, Anthony Richardson. Now we're on to number 5.
Well, it's kind of funny. You're going with quarterbacks.
Uh-huh.
I think the more value is on the support cast. I mean, we could talk quarterbacks all day. I mean, we all know quarterbacks are the most important thing on an NFL team.
Yeah.
And they have the most value on cards is the quarterbacks. Running backs, no. Receivers are like second to the fiddle. So I'm gonna have to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. Again, I think he's gonna be big. I think Kyler Murray's he's finally got a new toy that he can actually go with. I was gonna go. I don't want to blow your thing. I was gonna go Neighbors, but I don't like Daniel Jones. Sorry, Daniel Jones, but I don't like him as your quarterback. I think Kyler Murray's a little better throwing, and we know his dad was pretty damn good. Marvin Harrison, his dad was Hall of Famer, so I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a big year over there with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a fun wide receiver to watch, right? I mean, he's probably one of the top wide receivers to come out of college, and I don't know, at least probably the past 5 years, right? So there's going to be a ton of hype. He has all the talent in the world. I actually kind of wish, as a Patriots fan, that we figured out a way to get him. I think that would have been awesome.
Same thing. If we had a quarterback, it would be awesome to grab him. I mean, he would have been very cool to watch in New
Yeah.
England. We needed a quarterback bad.
I do think though the hype is so high on him that he might get that Mac Jones award at the end with a bust. I don't
Ooh.
know. I'm still debating on who my player is going to be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he's got a ton of hype. Ton of hype.
My spidey sense on him is that he's got the height, he's got the talent, he's got the guidance from somebody that's, been in the Hall of Fame, played in the league. I actually think he's going to be a generational, like Randy Moss, Megatron, of that caliber receiver.
Yeah.
We shall see.
If that's the case, Nick, then I think he's a really good long-term bet. If you believe that he's going to be the next Megatron or the next Randy Moss, then especially for collectible and investing, he's a good long-term bet, and you should probably scoop up as much of it as you can.
Just think of that first game when he inevitably gets 3 or 4 touchdowns in like a game. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It could be the first half of the season, whatever.
We're just worried about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's never been that good, except that rookie year, like he said, with Kingsbury. Had a great year with Kingsbury. He's gone now, so.
Right. He does need to receive the ball from somebody. So at number 5, Marvin Harrison. So number 6, LZ, what do you got?
All right. Now I'm going non-obvious. These are almost kind of sleeper breakouts, are probably going to be my last 3. Okay. I am going with a running back, and it's not this kind of superstar running back, but I'm going with Jaylen Warren, running back for Pittsburgh. Few reasons why. If you play fantasy, or if you're a Pittsburgh fan or even an NFL fan, and you're kind of watching how that running back committee has been going, the last couple years, Najee Harris has been breaking down. Warren kind of really started to put a stamp on him deserving to be there and get a lot of playing time last year. Towards the end of last season, he really put it on. And I think this is the year that he takes over as the full-time starter. I don't even necessarily believe that Najee Harris needs to have an injury. I think this is the year that Najee has to step aside. Warren's going to take it over. If you put on top of that he plays for Pittsburgh as well, Pittsburgh is a big market, especially for football. I think it's great to buy into players, especially if you're collecting, to buy into players that play in big markets, because it does help their value. So that's why I am buying Warren, Jaylen Warren, Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that is a big time. That's a sleeper.
Yeah.
I like it.
Number 7. What do we got, Cousin Eddie?
How about we go tight end? How's that?
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Give me Brock. Brock Bowers.
Okay.
I like him. I think he was a beast in Georgia. I mean, that guy was a specimen. He reminded all of us of Kelsey and all those big tight ends. I mean, this guy catches stuff. He just sucks everything. A big boy. The only thing I have a little scared about that is the quarterback situation. I don't like the quarterbacks there. It's like Aiden O'Connell and Jimmy G. I don't even know if Jimmy G is still there. That's the only problem with him. But I think he is going to, if he gets a quarterback, he's going to be the real deal. So that's kind of a big time sleeper because, but I think if you throw anything close to him, like Kelsey and all that, he's going to suck it in.
So when I was putting together my list, I do have, I'm kind of staring at my list on my other screen. I do have another tight end, but the thing with tight ends is, man, if you're not Kelsey with a big personality, or Gronk with a massive personality, or you're dating Taylor Swift, like, how much value is there really going to be in tight end trading cards? Now, if we want to do prop bets and things like that, cool. Yeah, there probably is some things you can do there.
They have no value at all, tight ends.
Yeah.
You might as well take a fullback. Unless the obvious people you said, the Kelseys, the Gronks, all those guys.
We'll see.
Yeah, they don't have any value in sports cards.
All right. So Brock Bowers, number 7. So number 8, what do we got?
Oh, Nick, you couldn't have set me up more perfectly when you said, if he develops a personality. My pick, I am going with Keon Coleman, wide receiver for Buffalo. Speaking of personality, oh man, does he have a personality, right? So rookie Stephon Diggs is now out of Buffalo. They need a number one there. Yes, they have Dalton Kincaid, who was my tight end that I had on my list, but I didn't want to throw him out. And I do think he'll get a lot of play, but it all can't go to Kincaid. I think Coleman, especially like, do I believe in Coleman long term? I think gun to my head, no, but time will tell. But do I believe in jumping on the hype before it comes and scooping up some cards of Coleman and selling high on him this season? Absolutely, because he is going to be on ESPN every Monday morning with some sort of quote that he said from the night before or the game before. And you want to roll with that hype. So I'm going Keon Coleman.
Good pick. I wish the Patriots took him too. There's another guy.
All right.
He's got a great quarterback. So,
Keon Coleman, number 8. All right. Number 9. What do we got?
You want to talk about having a good quarterback and only one guy. And if he gets triple team, can't get it to him. I'm going Xavier Worthy. I think he's going to be big. Got Pat Mahomes. Good pick for them. I mean, they don't have any receivers. They bring in Hartman back. I mean, all these other guys, one guy's went to jail, I think, that Rice guy, he's in jail or something. So I think Xavier, he's going to have a flashy new toy now with Xavier Worthy. Great guy, big guy out of Texas. I think he was like 6'8", big boy. So nice, big, shiny new toy for Patrick Mahomes with targets and all that. I think he's going to be Mahomes have to throw it to someone, just like you with Keon Coleman. He's got Kincaid and he lost Diggs. So I think Xavier Worthy's a pretty good sleeper. I mean, you got to bet on him with Mahomes. So
looks like this dude broke the 40-yard dash at the record at the combine.
Yeah, he was the fastest in the draft.
Okay.
Yep. And we all kind of threw our hands up and rolled our eyes when Kansas City got him because we're like, are you kidding me? They got their new Tyreek Hill. Is that what they got with this pick? This is crazy.
As Pats fans, we've seen this movie before. What's happening here is you get a nice, young, fast stud who goes with a seasoned guy who's won a few Super Bowls and just happens to kind of know where to put the ball in the right place. So this is like the number one player that I've gotten out of this draft so far in terms of like where I'd place my bet because Mahomes is amazing. So this is going to be interesting.
Really? This is your number one. Interesting. All right. We're going to have to play this one back. Wow. Okay.
All right. I might buy some of his cards. We'll see.
That might be Larry's Mac Jones Award right there.
That might be another.
We'll get there in a few minutes. We've got one more pick before we do.
All right. My last pick. I'm actually sticking with the same team as Eddie. I'm picking Isaiah Pacheco. And for similar reasons that Eddie picked Worthy. Mahomes, I actually don't think has a ton of weapons this year. Yeah, he's got a rookie wide receiver who runs like a 4.3 40, but we've never seen him play before. We have Kelsey, who was throwing around the idea of retiring at the end of last season. And, he's been jet setting with Taylor Swift, and he's probably going to continue to do that during this season. So he's not focused. I think Pacheco, I don't know if this is his third year. It might be his third. It's either his third or his fourth. I think this is the year where they really lean on him a lot more. And I think he's going to have, it's not going to be a massive breakout because he's already one of the big stud running backs in the league. But I do think he could get to, I'm going to say like a top 4 running back in the league or top 3 running back in the league. And again, I don't think Pacheco is like this long-term, like Emmitt Smith. You're going to hold him for the next 20 years. But I think there's a lot of value to be had with flipping him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's kind of like the Bijan Robinson, the Christian McCaffrey. Mahomes started using him a lot at the end, dumping to him, and that guy can just burn right through people. And it's an easy move for Mahomes. He can scramble and just dump it off to him. I like that pick too.
All right, last segment. I'm going to take part in this one. We're going to pick Super Bowl winner, MVP, Rookie of the Year, and then the Mac Jones Award. Let's start, since we just ran through a bunch of players. Why don't we start with the Rookie of the Year? Because, we included a lot of rookies in that discussion. So who do we think the Rookie of the Year is going to be?
I think it's going to be Jaden McDaniels. I think the guy's going to have a great year. He's got good supporting cast. It's kind of hard not to go with Kalen Williams. I mean, he's going to be, he's front and center in this class. But I think you're right. I think Jaden McDaniels is the guy that's going to win the Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to make that team a lot better.
I'm picking it too. I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on Jaden Daniels for all the reasons that I said. I think he's in a really good spot. Washington doesn't necessarily have superstars at wide receiver, but they do have a decent cast with they have Dotson, who hopefully will step it up after a rough sophomore year. They have Robinson at running back too, so their running backs aren't chumps either. I think he's just surrounded with I'm not going to say it's an A+ cast, but I think his offensive coordinator for a quarterback is probably A+, especially for a rookie quarterback. And I think kind of his supporting staff is like, I'm going to say they're a B. So he doesn't have any C's and D's on that team. So I think he's set up pretty well.
And you forgot the one big guy on that team, Scary Terry. You got to love Terry McLaurin.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about McLaurin. Yeah, they have McLaurin. Yeah, good quality. Yes.
He's a beast.
All right, my sort of NFL fan pick for this is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I think the league hasn't seen anything like this in 10 years. And I think I think I could throw the ball, and he's going to have a great season, so we shall see. He's certainly going to win the PR campaign, because he's going to rip off some 80-yard stuff, and it's going to be amazing to watch. All right, that's Rookie of the Year. What do we got for, let's do MVP next. MVP.
Ooh. All right, you know what? If it was Lamar Jackson last year, it's going to be Mahomes this year. Mark it down. It'll be Mahomes. That's my pick.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Why not? I was going to say Mahomes too, so I'm going Mahomes.
Yep, make it 3. I think.
Wow. Lock it in. 3 for 3.
It's an easy bet. I mean, it's a sure bet.
Yeah, it's not like we're we're setting the world on fire with that prediction.
That's not a bold prediction.
Nice job, guys, with your picks. It's like,
hold on, let me give myself a pat on the back for that one. Yeah.
All right. Let's do the Mac Jones Award before we pick Super Bowl winners. I think we can end with the Super Bowl winners. So the Mac Jones Award, just again for the audience, in case you missed the beginning, this is like the player that's going to have, the one of one black prism is going to cost 10 grand. And then it's going to be worth like $100 in 5 years. So the player that's looking really good right now is going to be a total flop. What are the picks?
Oh, man. Drake May.
Oh,
Drake May. Don't say that.
That's Come on. Sad.
I like how they're working him right now, but he's not even going to start the first week. They're going to use him nice and slow because they don't want to ruin him like they did with Mac Jones. But if he's that good, I want him playing. But I understand they want to rest. They don't want to go down the same road. But one guy that's going to lose a lot of value is Justin Jefferson. I mean, he just lost his quarterbacks. I mean, I don't even know who the quarterback from Minnesota is now. Talk about a guy that just lost a lot of value this year because he has no one to throw it to him. The guy is a monster. He's I'd say top 5 receiver in the league. So he's a guy, when you're looking, his cards are all going to be worth a ton because he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
All right, Nick, you're going to go. You go next.
So we're all really high on Anthony Richardson, and the reasoning is sound, right? He was a stud until he got injured. But I ran some numbers on quarterbacks who have had an injury in their first year, and it's not great. They don't tend to have a very long, illustrious career. So I will say this. I don't think he's going to be a good long-term bet. So I do think he's going to qualify for the Mac Jones Award. However, I do think he could string together 1 or 2 seasons where he really pops and his values go crazy. But I think at year 5, I think he's Mac Jones.
So you're saying, Anthony Richardson is your pick. All right. So he's not going to probably drop in value this year, but 5 years from now, everybody who bought these $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 cards of him are going to be really pissed.
And the rationale is, I think he'll be injury prone based on what happened.
Yeah. I think that is a totally fair analysis. I agree with that. I think I can get behind that one. All right, guys, I'm going with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Wow. I like it. That's a bold statement.
Oh boy.
I'm going with Caleb Williams.
Wow.
I know he's having a good camp, but I don't know. We'll see, right? There were some concerns. I think they were more leadership concerns with him, not necessarily athleticism and skill concerns, but leadership concerns with him. Chicago can be a dumpster fire of a team if it gets off the tracks. I mean, even Hard Knocks has been following them around all summer long. I think, being the number one pick, there's just so much pressure and so much hype, and his cards are going for a lot, and they're going to continue. But this one could tank. Now, I'm not saying he's going to lose his job like Mac Jones, but I don't think, and I'm gonna kill myself because we're gonna play this back like 6 months from now, and I'm just gonna have to eat. I'm gonna have to eat
Awesome.
crow. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to live up to the hype. I don't think it's gonna happen.
We've got the last pick for the NFL season upcoming, and it's the Super Bowl championship team. What are our picks there? Eddie, you're actually, you know what? Let's let the guest go last on this one.
Okay.
So LZ, you
All
go
right.
first.
I think I have to go with the 49ers. I think they're gonna pull it together this year. I think Purdy, with another year kind of under his belt, that leadership. He is a bit of a game manager, but so was Brady back in the day. They used to call him a game manager. They've come very close a couple years now. I do think that they're going to be able to put it together this year. So I'm going 49ers.
All right. I want to say the Chiefs, but I feel like this year is going to be an adjustment year, kind of like Brady when he got some new picks and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they'll quite make it. I think Kelsey's a little bit distracted, and can't blame him. I think what's going to end up happening, I'm going to make a crazy pick. I'm going to say the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to string together a really weird season where Lamar Jackson actually plays well in the playoffs. And if he doesn't have the yips in the playoffs, they could go crazy. So I'm going to pick them.
I like that. That's an interesting one. Okay.
All right, Eddie, close this thing out, man. What's your Super Bowl championship pick?
You want a bold statement?
Oh, boy.
Here's a bold statement. Detroit football. Give me Detroit.
Okay.
I love Dan Campbell. I think the guy is the greatest coach right now. He gets them all fired up. I think he's going to go into the San Francisco 49ers and get those guys to play over their potential and beat a boring 49ers team. And then he's going to go right to Kansas City and absolutely, or Baltimore, our picks. And then he's the coach, man. He is awesome. I love him. Give me Detroit. I think they got a good offense right now. Their defense, they drafted a lot of good. They went straight defense this year, and there's a lot of good defensive players on their team right now. Defense is suspect right now, but that offensive line is the best offensive line in football right now. I mean, Penny Sewell, Ragnow, they protect Goff. Goff's finally going to get his praise and get his one.
They got a veteran quarterback.
Right.
They have two really good running backs. They have probably a top 4 wide receiver. They have a great O-line. To your point, they need help on defense. I know they tried to shore it up this offseason. The coach, I agree. He's awesome. I love that pick. I actually kind of forgot about them, Eddie. So I love that pick.
And they have one of the top tight ends too. Sam Laporta is going to be another.
Yeah, Laporta.
That's right.
When you trade TJ Hawkinson and for nothing, and then you keep this rookie Sam Laporta, and this guy might be better than him. I mean, that team they're up and coming. Give me Detroit Rock City, baby.
I worry about the timeline we're in. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, that means the Cubs, they're all set. The Red Sox are all set. Once the Lions win, it's like, doesn't the asteroid just hit Earth or something? Like, you know what I mean? I get a little worried.
They need one in Detroit.
They do. All right.
They do.
These are great picks, guys. Cousin Eddie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having
me. Just so that, I'll put your Instagram on here so the audience can follow you. He is very good with sports betting and sports picks. So it'll be interesting to see how these pan out. This was helpful for me. So thank you both for educating me a bit on the NFL season so I could be prepared for my fantasy team. And for the audience, leave some comments on your picks. who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, be the
Yeah.
MVP? What do you think that we missed? Who's the sleeper? Let us know, because we don't know everything. I'd love to hear what you think as well.
Call me out, audience.
call us
I
all
want to,
bad.
And
I
hold us
want to hear.
accountable for
We
sure.
want to be
accountable.
our word by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, I mean,
hear-
the good thing is we chose 10 guys, all right? So there's a good chance we're going to hit on one of these. And when we hit on that one player, we're going to triple down on them, right? We're not going to talk about the bad picks that we made. So, but I do hope for the audience that this helped, right? This is all, I open it up by saying, right, frame of reference. This is, finding value in collectibles, finding value in prop bets and betting. So hopefully this did it for you.
Excellent. Cousin
All
Eddie,
right.
we will get you back definitely for Christmas, and maybe before then. We'll see. All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.